Hi there. So, question one asks us what are the problems regarding the designing of the compensation program at Vitality Health Enterprises? And so, Mohammed and I critically discussed three of the main problems with the compensation program, which I'm going to list and then go into further detail. So, one, there is a misalignment between employee performance and their reward. The second problem, the forced distribution model does not properly evaluate employee performance. And three, there is a perception of inequality as top talent are receiving insufficient compensation while the average and the low performers are maintaining their positions. So the misalignment between employee performance and reward is the key factor in demotivating the employees. The performance management system uses subjective assessments that are, one, poorly communicated to the employees, but two, they're not tied directly to the compensation. So this leaves employees unsure about how their performance translates to reward, causing confusion and frustration. The forced distribution model furthers this issue, which is our next challenge, as I mentioned. Employees at VHE not only doubt whether their performance leads to the proper compensation, but because of this forced distribution model, employees may not believe that their efforts even lead to higher performance ratings. I will dive further into this idea later when we discuss how the motivation theories tie into these challenges. And then our last issue, as I mentioned, is the perception of inequality. The case shared with us that there is little differentiation between the compensation for the top talent and the underperformers. Once again, the compensation program fails to motivate the top performers while allowing the underperformers to maintain their position with little differentiation in compensation. When instead, VHE should be forcing consequences upon these underperformers. So the big issue here, though, is that these issues with the compensation program weakens the strategic goal of the company, that is to maintain its position as an industry leader in innovation. So now question two asks us to apply each motivation theory to identify the relevant problems. So I'm going to begin with the reinforcement theory. So according to the reinforcement theory, the problem is that the compensation program does not reinforce the desired behaviors, which in this case is high performance among employees. At VHE, high performers, especially in the research and development department, do not feel they are receiving the proper compensation for their exceptional work, which is reducing their motivation to continue high performance. Additionally, the employees who are making significant contributions to the company are receiving only a little higher compensation than the underperforming peers, further undermining the purpose of positive reinforcement. To improve the system, VHE should focus on creating clear rewards for the high performers while ensuring that the underperformers are receiving negative consequences. We will next analyze the compensation program according to the agency theory. So the problem here is that the compensation program does not align employee, which are the agents, the employee interests with the company's management or just the company in general, strategic goals, which would be your principal. The compensation program focuses on short-term results, which is not a way to try and achieve the long-term goal of revitalizing that company and gaining back a competitive position in the industry. Additionally, we saw in the case that long-term incentive stock options were being provided to the top management to incentivize the implementation of the program, which is great, but my question is, why is this option not given to the rest of the employees? So as a result, the company is losing its top talent, and the remaining employees feel misaligned from the long-term innovation success. And the final motivation theory used to analyze the compensation program at Vitality Health Enterprises is the expectancy theory. Mohammed and I both agree that this theory is the most comprehensive and useful framework when analyzing this program at VHE, which I will let Mohammed go into further detail about in a bit. But for now, I want to apply this theory to the compensation program at Vitality Health Enterprises. So according to the expectancy theory, the problem is that the compensation program fails to connect performance with reward. This is because of the forced distribution model that I mentioned previously. As employees are working harder to achieve more, performance is evaluated relative to others, meaning that even top talent at VHE might not see the top performance ratings. This can give employees the mindset of no matter how much effort I put in, I will not necessarily be recognized. Additionally, the compensation program diminishes the value of the reward, specifically for top talent, because the underperformers are rewarded with similar compensation. So the incentives are simply just not enough to motivate the top talent at Vitality Health Enterprises. So now I will let Mohammed go into the next couple of questions.
Thank you, Whitney. Building on Whitney's discussion, I would like to go through the question 3 and why Whitney and I think expectancy theory stands out as the most informative framework for analyzing Vitality Health enterprise compensation issues. And following that, I will outline our recommended solutions for VHE. Well, as you know, expectancy theory offers a comprehensive way to understand why VHE is struggling with its compensation system. The theory outlines how employees need to believe that their efforts will result in performance and that performance will be rewarded. At VHE, this chain is broken. Employees don't feel confident that their hard work will lead to the rewards they deserve, which is why top talent is leaving. For example, high-performing scientists who drive innovation are often merged into the same rating category as underperformers because of the forced distribution model. This creates a sense of hopelessness, leading to disengagement. Expectancy theory shows that VHE must restore the connection between effort and reward to keep its best employee motivated. Well, now we are going to cover question 4, recommendations if we were James Hoffman. The first one is eliminate forced distribution. We think the forced distribution model is the biggest obstacle to fair and motivating compensation at VHE. This system artificially limits how many employees can be rated as top performers, regardless of their actual contributions. As a result, employees who deserve recognition often don't receive it, leading to frustration and turnover. If you were James Hoffman, our first recommendation would be to eliminate this system entirely. Instead, performance should be evaluated based on individual contributions. This would allow managers to recognize all high performers without the constraints of forced distribution. By doing so, VHE can restore fairness and motivation, making employees feel that their hard work is valued and, of course, rewarded. And the recommendation 2, implement a flexible evaluation system. VHE is a diverse company with different departments that have unique goals and responsibilities. A one-size-fits-all evaluation system cannot measure the contributions of all employees. Our second recommendation would be to create a more flexible evaluation system that is tailored to each department. For example, in R&D, performance should be evaluated based on innovation and developments, while sales teams might be evaluated on revenue targets. This tailored approach would ensure that employees are evaluated on metrics that matter for their specific roles, making the system fairer and more motivating. And the next recommendation, introduce meaningful rewards. The current system of salary increases at VHE is insufficient to drive motivation, particularly among top performers. If VHE wants to retain its top talent and encourage innovation, it needs to introduce more meaningful rewards. This could include performance-based bonuses, stock options, or other significant incentives tied to measurable outcomes. For example, scientists who drive key innovations should receive bonuses that reflect their contributions. This approach would directly address the issues identified by expectancy theory, restoring the link between effort and reward. By making these rewards more meaningful, VHE can create a more motivating environment that encourages employees to contribute at the highest level. And recommendation 4, train managers on performance reviews. The performance management system at VHE is only as good as the managers who implement it. Unfortunately, many managers lack the necessary training to conduct fair and effective reviews. This leads to inconsistencies in how employees are evaluated and rewarded. Our final recommendation would be to implement comprehensive training programs for managers. These programs would teach managers how to conduct fair, consistent, and motivating performance reviews. By training managers to recognize top performers and provide constructive feedback, VHE can ensure that its compensation system is fair and effective. This would also help restore trust in the system, making employees feel more supported and motivated. And the path forward for VHE. As we have discussed, VHE's compensation program requires significant reform to awaken employee motivation and drive strategic success. Building on Whitney's insightful discussion post, we must ensure that our compensation program empowers employees to answer 3 critical questions. The first one, if I try, will I succeed? Can employees reasonably expect to achieve their goals with effort and dedication? And the second one, if I succeed, will I be rewarded? Is there a clear link between performance and recognition for compensation? And the third one, do I care about the reward? Are the rewards meaningful and aligned with employee values and needs? As Whitney wisely pointed out, employees must be able to answer these questions with a resounding yes to restore motivation and engagement. Thank you.